glows.
He's a glower, not a shower. You've peaked, chat. You've peaked. That's the funniest you've ever been and will ever be. The ocean is way scarier than anything space has ever spit at us. The ocean is full of sea monsters. Hoshi, 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 Hoshi! Hoshi, Hoshi, YouTube! I am Stellatrix coming at you alive from a starship near you. Today we will be perceiving more Parz. So not just Parz and not just MoreParz, but in fact more Parz. Perhaps if this video gets enough attention, we will react to simply Parz and maybe even less Parz. Thank you, Editor Coon, for spamming piss time in the intro. Strap in, strap on, let's go perceive.
Scientists have created a new fish. And the best part is that it was a fucking accident. You see, this
An accident?
is a sturtlefish.
Wait, a sturtlefish. The way he said that. A sturtlefish. He went with real Australian. He went real Australian. Oh boy. Oh boy, I'm really struggling with my rhotic accent right now. I got no room to talk.
And it is found
Sturtlefish.
absolutely fucking nowhere in the wild. No, this genetic accident is a nature mod produced exclusively in a single facility in Savosh, Hungary. You see, the sturtlefish is a cross between the Russian sturgeon and the American paddlefish.
Oh,
and in the
of course
wild,
it
the only
is.
way that hookup's happening is Discord, because they live on opposite sides of the fucking planet.
You can't be
princess.
serious.
But this ain't the wild. This is Hungary's Fishing and Aquaculture Institute, Haki, where a group of researchers is trying to figure out...
What did he say there?
Aquaculture Institute, Haki, where a group of researchers...
Researchers. A group of researchers. You know what? I don't think they're researchers. If they were going to church, they probably wouldn't have created the biggest affront to God that has ever existed, that is this sturtlefish.
is trying to figure out how the fuck to repopulate the critically endangered Russian sturgeon, using a neat trick called gynogenesis. But, what the fuck is that? Well, you see, usually, when sturgeons reproduce, the females lay a shitload of eggs in the water, which are then, fertilized by the males.
Yeah.
This fertilization requires two of the same species to tango, with 50% of the offspring DNA being contributed from the egg and 50% from the source. In gynogenesis, 100% of the offspring's DNA is contributed by the mother. Now, because sturgeons can't do this naturally, the researchers hatched a plan. They would take sperm from the far less endangered American paddlefish and microwave that shit with UV radiation, destroying the DNA it carries, but still allowing it to...
Wait, I thought females? I thought that was parthenogenesis. What is the difference between parthenogenesis and gynogenesis?
Stimulate the egg into
Stimulate.
paddlefish and microwave that shit with UV radiation, destroying the DNA it carries, but still allowing it to stimulate the egg into growing.
Oh,
without
I see. That
the
answers that
father's DNA.
question.
And thus, gynogenesis. But
he explains it.
there's a problem. The paddlefish was just a little too genetically similar to the sturgeon. And they did not leave the swimmers in the microwave long enough. So instead of a bunch of perfect little sturgeon babies, we got the sturtlefish, which is a literal genetic dead end. It is incapable of reproducing. I feel bad for it. It was an accident and it gets no bitches. Abysmal existence, RNG.
Let's go gambling! Aw, dang it.
The Kraken.
Cracking these nuts.
Got it.
We literally created the aquatic mule! We created a monster! We created this poor beta fish that's an evolutionary dead end! The poor sturtle!
The Kraken is a real animal. just not the one you think it is.
Who's that Pokemon?
You see, when people hear tales of the Kraken, they assume that a bunch of sailors in the oldie times got absolutely shit-faced and ran into a giant squid.
Wait, no, that's the Loch Ness Monster I was thinking of. The Loch Ness Monster was the one that I heard of that was actually, like, theorized to just be a giant whale penis.
And to be fair, that's not a terrible assumption. Giant squid are f***ing kaiju-sized, coming in at 12 meters in length and 900 kilos in weight. So the assumption that they saw that shit and rightly assumed sea monster isn't too far-fetched. However, there is a...
Okay, what constitutes a sea monster? Because the ocean is monstrous. Does sea monster imply a level of, like, non-existent? The ocean is way scarier than anything space has ever spit at us. I don't think people realize this. Earth is a water planet. Earth is a water planet. We are standing on floating rocks that are kind enough to keep us away from all of the creepy crawlies at the bottom of the frickin' ocean. The ocean is full of sea monsters. Water's surface planet, actually. Okay, thanks, nerd. Thalassophobia is probably the most valid phobia that's ever existed. You should be afraid of the water. We evolved out of the water for a reason. We grew legs and crawled out of the water for a reason.
They saw that shit and rightly assumed sea monster isn't too far-fetched. However, there is a rather large hole in that giant squid theory. They don't live anywhere near the surface.
Windows
they live down. Way down. Owning real estate at a depth of
Literally the most terrifying episode of SpongeBob was that episode where SpongeBob goes to the deep sea.
1,000 meters below sea level in the Twilight Zone. So if these sailors didn't see Squidward's roided out brother, how the f*** do you explain the books of corroborating tales of long tentacle-like appendages sticking out of the sea? Well, the answer
whale penis
is whales.
But, damn it!
Where is the tentacle on a whale? Well, you see, during breeding season, blue whales reproduce by conducting a locomotive on female whales. And in order to keep this train...
Oh my god, that took me too long to get conducting a locomotive. This feels like when you do the wrong math, but you get the right answer. Pre-watched. Oh, golly gee willikers, Batman!
And in order to keep this train running on the tracks, male whales must wait their turn. And while waiting in the lobby, in order to stay prepared, the males tend to raise their gentleman's sausage out of the water and wave it around in the air. And
there are photos, Google it. I'm good.
Special sausage on a blue whale is around 3 meters long and 14 inches thick. So sailors who thought they were seeing a mythical monster from the depths were more than likely just seeing a pot of whales hitting weapon inspect on their schmeat. Captain! Yeah? This frog deliberately breaks its own bones. But why? Well, you see, this is a hairy frog found on the west coast of Africa, and the reason it hits a brutality on itself, ironically enough, is self-defense. You see, these guys are small, coming in at an incredibly respectable 3 to 5 inches.
It is respectable. That's like average size. Nothing wrong with that at all.
And tipping the scales at only 150 grams, which is a problem because they also inhabit the ecological equivalent of a fucking FromSoft game.
Oh no!
Africa is one of the only places in the world that gives Australia a run for its money, with Mr. Frog here having to avoid birds, snakes, and rats on his walk to work. Now, in order to avoid this...
Rats! Rats? Rats, he says? Rat-free zone.
Scenario, most frogs either run a high-level stealth build or dress up like a fucking highlighter and cover themselves in everyone's favorite liquid. But the hairy
Neurotoxin!
frog has read one too many X-Men comics. Because this thing actually has another name. The fucking Wolverine frog. Because these little guys have claws, but not traditional claws like a cat's, which are made of keratin and freely extend and retract without an issue. No, instead, the finger bones on a hairy frog's hind legs are held in place by a small bone at the tip of their fingers. And when threatened, they snap the longer bone off the tip and through their fucking skin. No. New weapon acquired, they employ the London self-defense strategy. Australia just found a new shark. And being from the land down under, it's fucking weird. Introducing the brand new Western Australian lantern shark.
I like the idea that we're just out here finding new sea creatures. Like, they're just spawning in. Like, the game devs were just like, patch notes, added a new enemy to the starting map, Australia. Feels like the real life equivalent of video game company throwing in an incomplete build or something into a game and just being like, they don't care. They're not gonna notice. They're not gonna notice this is incomplete. They're not gonna notice this is stupid. And then like everybody shells out money for the DLC because they're right. They're freaking right.
As the name suggests, discovered by a team of scientists off the coast of Western Australia.
Uh-huh.
Now, as with the overwhelming majority of weird shit in the ocean, the Ozempic shark here is found in the deep sea,
shark,
sharing a postcode with the anglerfish, that one xenomorph shark, and now, despite the word shark making most people think of something a little closer in size to, I don't know, Bruce, Slenderman's fish sonar over here only grows up to 30 centimeters. This little guy shares a weight class with a fucking foot long. But I mean, honestly, I still personally think 30 centimeters is way too big. He could be just as good as the other sharks if he was, let's just say 3 inches. However, other than being built like a fishy USB cable and owning a property in rock bottom, what makes him so weird? Simple. He fucking glows.
Throwing flashbang.
But fucking
I wish my penis glowed.
Well, you see, these bad boys are found in the twilight zone of the ocean. Around 1.2 kilometers.
If we're finding creepy stuff like this in the Twilight Zone, I really don't want to know. I don't know. The ocean's scary. I would rather go to space. He's a glower, not a shower! You've peaked, chat. You've peaked. That's the funniest you've ever been and will ever be.
Below the surface. A place so fucking far down, it sees less sunlight than the inside of a gacha addict's room. So, lantern sharks evolved bioluminescence on their gills and fins in order to fucking communicate with one another. The glow is the evolutionary equivalent of a fucking indicator, showing that a literal abyss shark is more intelligent than your average BMW driver. There is a competition in America where they vote on the fattest bear.
There is?
That's right, lads. Fuck the Super Bowl. I'm about to introduce you to the most important American sporting event of the year, Fat Bear Week.
I've never heard of this. Freddy Fat Bear?
Hosted by the Katmai National Park and Preserve in Alaska every year from the 23rd to the 30th of September, the public watches as Winnie and Paddington fight it out to see who is the most absolute of units. And this year's highest calorie Kumamane has been crowned. But before that, how the f*** does Fat Bear Week work? Simple. See, the event is held in the lead up to hibernation season, while all of these bears are at the peak of their bulk. Now, while it's running, the park allows the public to view live stream footage from all of their trail cams. These cameras capture all the park's brown bears, allowing us to observe Freddy's fat-ass cousins like we just got a job at f***ing Fazbear Entertainment. Each bear caught on camera is assigned a number and occasionally a name. We, the people...
Occasionally a name! Occasionally a name! We don't even have the decency to give all of these bears a name. We just assign them a number and then we weigh them and we point and laugh at them. This is what happens when you make opium illegal!
Contestants day by day, pitting them against one another in a f***ing single elimination tournament bracket, determining with our votes which bear most closely resembles a pyro commission until one bear is crowned the victor. Now, you may think this is just some silly little event, but no, over the years, there has been f***ing voter fraud, a manhunt for a missing hiker.
Kidding me.
1 year, the trail cams caught one contestant beating to death and eating another bear.
Chat, is it gay to...
But now, to answer the question you've all been waiting for, the winner of the 2025 Fat Bear Week is 32 Chunk, winning with a broken jaw. They named that
my
after the
goodness.
render distance you need to load in his entire body at once. Okay, so, as the Aussie animal guy, I feel like I might owe you an explanation for this one.
Maybe. Perhaps, yeah.
Is a normal f***ing Roo.
Yeah?
No, he is not Roosus Christ, he's not the second coming, and he's not gonna turn your water into wine. Alright, he might turn it into VB if you ask nice. But if that's the case, how the f*** is he stealing the Son of God's passive? Well, the answer is f***ing sand.
I don't like sand.
Yeah, you see, what's far more likely than a Roo being enchanted with water walking is that he's actually running on a sandbar. That is basically just a fancy description for ocean currents piling up a shitload of sand into one place, creating an offshore segment of the water that's not much deeper than a f***ing kid's pool. Now, Roos know about sandbars, and they actually very frequently use them as a shortcut to get from A to B to find more food. So, while it looks like Skippy here is stealing Jesus' entire f***ing flow,
No.
he's actually on a Macca's mish.
Let me get a...
This is
I don't like that. I don't like that, explanation. I discard. My face froze. I don't like that explanation. I'm going to choose to believe in our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
This is the world's oldest shark.
We got a boomer!
But how old actually is it? This absolute fossil over here is the Greenland shark. And this may come as a shock
Is he
to
from
you,
Greenland?
But the Greenland shark is found in f***ing Greenland, man.
Ooh!
And with Grandpa...
In before pre-watched allegations. I didn't pre-watch it, you guys. I'm just really smart. I'm really good at picking up patterns and context clues. But I know, I get it, you know. You gotta accuse me of being a pre-watcher because I'm just so intelligent that I can practically tell the future.
Shark here coming in at a fucking kaiju-sized 6 meters in length and a literal fucking ton in weight. This senior citizen probably worked with Godzilla back in his fucking day. But how senior is senior? Well, you might be expecting him to say something along the lines of, 100 years, maybe 150 years, right? Try higher. No, not 200. Close, but not 300 either.
Chocolate.
No,
a million.
The Greenland shark can live up to 500 fucking years.
That's a lot of years.
Wait,
how long can like turtles live? They're only up to like 200, aren't they? Wait, but like that's nothing on the immortal jellyfish.
To understand how old that is. So, to put it in perspective,
That is very
this
old.
is Bob.
Hello,
Bob
Bob.
has just turned 500. Here
He
is
looks
a list
like
of
it.
things this has lived through. All 8 of King Henry's divorces, the invention of chocolate,
I remember when they first invented chocolate.
Shakespeare's entire lifespan, the Boston Tea Party, the signing of the Declaration of Independence and the founding of the United States, the colonization of Australia, the Industrial f***ing Revolution, the invention of the light bulb and adoption of electricity, the Titanic becoming a submarine, World War I, the Great Depression, World War II, the Vietnam War, the f***ing moon landing, and the invention of the internet. The first episode of SpongeBob. Schlatt's crimes in 99. 2001. The invasion of Iraq.
Chat, what happened in 2001? I don't get the joke. 9/11? Oh, I love Slurpees. I haven't had a Slurpee in forever. That's 7-Eleven? Hey, we don't joke about 7-Eleven on this stream. That's not funny.
Invasion of Iraq. The global financial crisis, the death of Harambe, Australia catching fire,
Which time?
the virus, and it's still with us today to watch fucking TikTok. Scientists just discovered a new fish. Looks
Again,
ridiculous.
another fish. Why is it always fish?
This is the bumpy snailfish, a freshly discovered species found off the coast of California. What makes this absolute specimen stick out is that it's a deep sea fish found at a depth of 3 kilometers. And I am here to tell you exactly why. Because once God finished building this thing, he took a step back, looked at it, realized exactly how fucking chopped it was, and punted that thing into the depths of the ocean where no one would ever see it again.
Be free!
That's the However, thanks to the hubris
correct
of
response.
mankind, it is here before us today. However, thanks to the hubris of mankind, it is here before us today to take the piss out of.
Look at the top of his head!
I mean, fucking look at it. It is a profoundly unserious creature.
He looks
I
like
do not think
he's a leper.
a single fucking thought has ever spawned behind those eyes.
He's just like me!
Not to mention the fit on it. It looks like an
Fish is crazy! You're right! He looks like a little ball sack! He looks like a cute little ball sack! He's just a little ball sack! Scrotung! He's a little scrotung! He's a scrotung! Excuse me, could I get some scrotums for my salad, please? And I have the same eyes! Look at us! He's just like me!
aquatic, uncooked turkey with a fucking smiley face drawn on it. Coming in at a solid 3 inches in length, Bumpy here is not the only species of snailfish. There's others that look like this. However, unlike his cousins, God deemed it so that this poor little f***er would be built like a shaved testicle. The scientific term for a pair of these should be a sack. However, despite the fact that he looks like a sperm cell with a receding hairline, I love him. He's so cute. Look at that smile. Reminds me of Sackboy on the PS3. I know when they got his ass on camera, he looked at it and went,
You know, when you showed me up, you put some of the stuffing in the wrong places, so I'm a little up. But will you take care of...
I just want to hold him. I just want to hold him. I want to put him in my lap, and I want to carry him around, and I want to show him the world. He's so precious. He's so stupid. He looks like a weird tiny ball sack. The sentient. I just want to carry my little ball sack everywhere and take him for ice cream. I want to take him to the park and push him down the slide. I bet if you put him on the slide, he would just make a little plop sound, and you'd have to give him a little push, and he would roll down the slide. He would make little flop 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 noises. Are you drunk or high? Are you new here? This is just the way I am. I'm high on my love for my little scrotung fish.
Tell me forever and ever.
This plant explodes. But why? Well, you see, this is a squirting cucumber. Stop giggling. I see you laughing. Stop it. This is serious. These things are found worldwide, and to understand where this thing got its name, you need to understand how most plants spread their seeds. You see, most of the time, plants store their seeds in their fruit. Birds then swoop down, grab their food at the drive-thru, eat it, and fuck off. They then digest the flesh of the fruit, but shit out the seeds. Seeds hit the ground, get fertilized, and the cycle begins anew. But the squirter is poisonous.
Of course it is! Is it
Every single part
neurotoxin?
of the plant is toxic, so if Tweety here eats it, he's gonna become a KFC family bucket. So if that's the case, how does it spread its seed? Well, same way you do.
Same way I do.
The cuke stores its seeds in the fruits as well, but the fruits are made up of very soft cells, and as they grow, they slowly fill with moisture. This moisture causes them to swell and inflate, increasing pressure on the inside of the fruit. That pressure builds. The fruit stretches until finally all that pressure is too much for the stem to bear, and it pops out like the pin in a grenade. And with that opening, all those seeds and all that pressure finally has somewhere to go. So, in order to spread its seed far and wide, it busts.
It literally busts a nut! Alright, that was MoreParz. If there's something you'd like to see me react to, leave a comment about it, tell me on Twitch, or come tell me on Discord. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Remember, it's never goodbye, it is always good later! Until next time, Space Cowboys! Bye-bye. I love it when I act stupid and you guys don't even question. You don't even question my stupidity. You're just like, yeah, this checks out. This is on brand. She is actually this stupid. No point in being mean about it.